Hello and welcome everyone to the match preview. West Brom versus Manchester United. It is a must-win game, as the title suggests. We have to win. There's no room for errors. City could well be 8 points clear by the time we play West Brom. Abdul, where does this rank in terms of any fading title hope, any sort of remnants of a title challenge?
Well, I think every game's important anyway, but in regards to the title race, I think most fans, don't really believe we're in the title race anyway. But this win will just try to keep us there for as long as possible. I think we all said, to be fair, that if we're in the title race when it comes to Feb, March, at that point, if we're still in the race, I think we'll be quite pleased with the season. Hopefully, it doesn't kind of completely tail off, but as long as we are there or thereabouts, I think it'll be good. So in regards to this match, yeah, this is the 3 points we need to win. This is against a team who are not doing well. We need to get 3 points.
Totally agree with that. I mean, I was looking at the fixtures, you know, how I like to do with my stats and all that. And
yeah,
the other
Stat
team,
man.
Yeah, so City, Liverpool, Leicester, Chelsea, funnily enough, they all kind of play each other over the next couple of weeks. And they have some tough games like Everton and Aston Villa in there as well. So they play that kind of top 7, top 8, whereas we've got West Brom and Newcastle before we obviously go to Chelsea. So I think if it's going to happen, or if there's going to be any sort of faint title challenge, I think we'll know by the end of the Newcastle game. Obviously, it's understood, we have to beat West Brom and Newcastle. We cannot afford any draws, anything like that. And then we have to hope City, obviously they play Tottenham, don't they, tomorrow. I hope they drop points. Obviously, Liverpool have a tough game as well. Same with Chelsea, as I've said, and Leicester. So, for me, I've already said it's over. I've already said it's, we're fighting for second. So, I'm not going to change that. But for the rest of the United fans who want to dream, who want to hope, who's still on that hashtag 21, I think I think the next 2 weeks will kind of determine that. In terms of the game itself, Abdul, do you see how we cannot win this game? Is there anything that makes you think that we're not going to win it?
Listen, just that question is a leading question. It's a tough game. Every game's a tough game in the league. There's no easy games. It's just that we need to be completely ready for what they're going to actually throw at us. And it's going to be long ball football. It's going to be direct football. So we need to be very physical. We need to be dominant in the air. If we can match their work rate, then our quality then at that point will come to the fore. And that's hopefully when we can start to create lots of chances and hopefully score lots of goals.
Yeah, I'd be absolutely shell-shocked. To be honest, the Everton game I thought would be tight anyway, but once it was 2-0, I thought, yeah, we're not losing that game. But obviously we drew. West Brom, our away record's great. I know we've played Liverpool and Arsenal away, and we've kind of settled for a draw. But I think we'll go for it. I know there's no Pogba, which kind of leads me on to the press conference. No Pogba, and I doubt Bay's going to be fit because all they said he's back in training. So that probably doesn't mean he's going to play. He might play on Thursday.
Yeah, maybe Thursday. Yeah.
Maybe Thursday, but the sooner he comes out, the better. Apart from that, I don't think there are any injuries. Obviously, he was asked about Amad Traore, whether he's going to be in the squad again. I think he kind of didn't really answer that question properly. I think he was only in the FA Cup squad because Ole might have been hoping that we were 2-3-0 up by the 70th, 80th minute, and he could have brought him on, but that didn't happen. So I doubt we'll see Amad Traore in the squad, especially as there's only 3 substitutes allowed. Whereas in the FA Cup, there are obviously 5. So on that front, I think, leading on to my next question about team news-wise, I personally can't see much difference, compared to the Everton game. What about you, Abdul?
Yeah, not really, to be fair. I think that's probably our strongest team at the moment. So I think it's very likely, although I know you're not a fan of this and you're probably not going to want to hear this, but I think we are going to see Fred and McTominay are going to play.
Oh my God!
Not that I want him to play. We know Ole's he is going to pick him. Because there's no Pogba. There's even more of a chance of them 2 playing because he's definitely not going to pick Donny van de Beek. He just doesn't fancy him at the moment. And he's not really shown that much as well. Just like we actually discussed in our last video, he's not really shown much. But yeah, I mean, I understand he needs that opportunity. But is this the game to kind of throw him in?
Not?
Probably not.
Struggling. This is the game. Why not? This is the game.
I don't think so. I think this game is very different to the type of games he's used to. It's a physical game. It's going to be a direct game. He's not used to this style of football. Probably not the game I would probably throw him in. I mean, I'd probably wait till Thursday to give him that game just to get him up to match sharpness again.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's a shame about Donny, isn't it? I mean, I think obviously it'll be the same team that played against Everton. Obviously, minus Pogba. The programme will be McFred. I think it'll be interesting to see how forward McTominay gets. Obviously, again, the question was asked of Ole about how he thinks Scott's doing. He thinks he can get double figures. I think he's on 6 or 7.
I think he's on 7 at the moment. Yeah, he's on 7 at the moment. So based on that, you would expect double figures, and that's great because at the moment our front 3 or whoever we play up front are not in top form. So we need those extra goals. We can't always rely on Bruno Fernandes for the goals, and we need someone to come up with goals. And
I'd say Cavani's in form, to be honest.
He's fine, but he's the type of striker who needs to be fed. He needs service. He's not like a Rashford or a Martial who's going to just produce something out of nothing. If you give him the ball in the right areas, he's extremely dangerous. But we don't actually play football in a way that suits him, in my opinion. He wants the ball up top. He wants to hold it up. He wants to run onto crosses. Anytime we've actually tried that, he's looked immense. It's just that we don't tend to play that type of game, and we don't do it often enough.
Yeah, I think it does depend on how the opposition plays. If they're playing really deep, then obviously there's no hold-up play. It doesn't really come into it. Whereas if they're playing a bit of a higher line, obviously you can do that. So I think it does depend. I think it's going to be all out defence from Sam Allardyce's team. I can't see any other tactic from them. So it will be a case of having to be patient, break them down. Hopefully we get the win, because otherwise, the kind of faint title talk, which I keep on mentioning because I know all the fans still seem to think we're in it, but that truly will be over if obviously we don't get the 3 points. In terms of trying to kind of deviate from the match, obviously Mino Raiola's come out with certain comments in the press. I'm not sure if you've read them.
Yeah.
About Pogba, how he's going to apparently keep quiet. He's not going to do anything in the open. He's going to just kind of do it in the shadows like he always does. Again, it's not something that we want to hear about a United player, especially, I know it's not on the eve of a big game like it was last time, but is it a change of stance, do you think? Is it him now saying that there's a possibility that he's going to stay? Because I think otherwise, he would have been quite straightforward about it. He might have just said, I'm actively looking, but kind of refused to kind of get drawn onto that.
I think he also said in his quote as well that whenever he talks about Pogba, the people get offended. So he said he's not going to talk about him, but he just did talk about him, and he said he's going to keep it low key. But if he was low key, he wouldn't even bring you up in the first place. So it's just full of contradictions, that guy. So I wouldn't even listen to anything he's saying. I think if Pogba can give us 100% until the end of the season, if he wants to go, I think most United fans before Christmas were urging him to go. We're saying they'll actually pay the taxi fare to the airport to get rid of him. I know a lot of United fans have changed their view on him, but I still think that most United fans won't be too fussed if he was to leave, because the things he said or maybe not said in regards to comments made by his agent.
True. Moving on to the actual, I think we're not going to keep this one too long today because, as I said, there's not much to say. It's a must-win game. We know that. It's a game we're expected to win. We've only got Pogba out, so there's not much to talk about on the injury front. Predicted scoreline, Abdul. What are your thoughts on that? Where do you think this is?
I think
going to end up. How it's going to end up?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one, this, because if West Brom do play like they did against Tottenham, which was at first, I know they're away against Tottenham in the last game, but they started off extremely defensive, and then they kind of gradually grew into the game. So I'm probably expecting something like that again. Or because they're at home, they might just go for it for the first 5-10 minutes and see what happens and then sit back. But I think eventually, if we can match their work rate, which I'm fully expecting to, I can see us winning 2-0.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a runaway victory. I think it's going to be 1-0 or 2-1 to me. I'm just don't trust our defence to keep a clean sheet on a regular basis. I know we played West Ham, but West Ham were absolutely horse. They were disgusting going forward on the weekend. In midweek. So yeah, I think it'll be a win. I hope it is. I hope it's it's a victory that will City drop points against Tottenham? I don't know. Obviously, I think Mourinho was going to set up the way he does. Obviously, if they get a draw, I'd be more than happy with that. If we win the game, obviously we'll be 6 points behind. And I think I've always kind of said since we went top of the league is if by the time we come to play City and we're only maximum 5, or pushing it to 6 points, it's game on, isn't it? Because obviously we can go there and win, I think.
Yeah, I think for us, I think at the moment, I think the kind of mentality of the squad we've got is as soon as they get into that position, that's when we start to drop points. So I think we just need to take it one game at a time. Let's just win the game against West Brom. Let's see what happens over the weekend. And we'll have to take it just kind of game by game. I know it sounds very cliche, but I think that's the best way for this team because they don't have much experience in that team of actually winning anything. As soon as they get close to anything, they completely buckle. This is why we've had countless semi-finals where they've not actually played well, purely because they're not able to handle the heat. I think they can't perform under pressure. That game against Sevilla will still haunt me. I still don't know how we lost that game. We started off so well and we just completely messed that game up.
Yeah, we did.
Just in regards to West Brom as well, I think West Brom are going to cause us issues because they are strong where we are weak, especially on set pieces and those kind of long balls in the box. And this is where we completely struggle, especially if they target Lindelof, which I'm sure they will, and they're going to target Aaron Wan-Bissaka, which if I was their manager, I would do that. Those two are horrendous in the air, can easily be beaten in the air. So anything I would do would be a diagonal ball to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's not going to win it in the air, or a ball where you got your hold-up player against Lindelof, and he's not going to win the ball either. So again, it's going to be issues that we need to deal with. This is why we especially need Scott McTominay to play for his height, and then he can maybe help out to actually deal with that. Otherwise, if we're not doing that, it's going to be a tough game, very, very tough game.
Yeah, I think that's how the game's going to pan. That's how I see the game panning out as well, to be honest. As I said, I'm not a fan of Fred. I think I've made it very clear on numerous occasions what I think of him. I'd love to see Matic and McTominay. For me, it gives you that extra height as well. The fact that Matic isn't as mobile, it shouldn't really matter because we've got McTominay in there, who can do the job. I'm a bit nervous about De Gea, Abdul. I'll be honest with you. I think I know he's left out, so it kind of, took him out of the limelight, but I'm not confident on him on the corners, on the crosses. I think there's an error coming. Another one.
Who's to say? I mean, who knows? But I'm sure they'll test him out anyway. You'll be tested to the extreme. Every corner is going to be right up there. You're going to have 2-3 men on him all the time. Every set piece, every corner, it's going to happen. So he's going to have to produce. If he doesn't, we're going to be in trouble.
Agreed. But let's hope we can ride the storm out, and it is a 3 points, and we're talking about a good victory after the game. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there, guys. As per usual, if you're watching for the first time, this is the RedFlex, the only channel in the world which is hosted by 4 brothers who all support Manchester United and who all live in Manchester. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. You can see the links below. It'd be great for you to join us on this on this journey of ours on the RedFlex. We do try to be inclusive. We do try and get people on the show. We've had people from nearly every continent. I think now, Abdul, nearly every continent we've had on the show.
Pretty much, yeah.
So if you do want to get on, do send us a message on Instagram, We will do our best to get you on, and it'll be great to hear your thoughts and your story about Manchester United and how you like became a fan, which is I think the most interesting bit, isn't it? When we get everybody on, I think that's the bit I look forward to, is how did they become a
absolutely.
fan?
I think everyone's got their own kind of stories. Everyone's got their own kind of first kind of match that they went to, or first thing that they saw that made them fall in love with Man United, especially because we've got Valentine's coming up. We love to hear your love stories about Manchester United. Even if you're not able to come on, it will be nice for you just to get in touch with us. Send us a DM, send us a message on YouTube or on Periscope or Twitch or wherever, and just let us know how you fell in love with Man United. What actually happened for that to happen? That'd be really, really interesting for us to read.
Yeah, I think if we get enough people, I think we might even do a special Valentine's show. I think Love Manchester United, we'll call it. So yeah, guys, please do get in contact if you want to be on the show, if you want to be part of the RedFlex. But up until post-match West Brom, do take care, and we will see you soon.